Alright, just want to do a quick video. I did some paper staining using coffee. This is my first time using coffee. I've always used tea, but I really wanted a darker color. So I used some really thick coffee, and I love the color that came out on these items. I've been watching videos. I watched the video by Kelly Snow, dyeing paper, and I got some ideas from her, and I wanted to share with you some of the results. Tried a few different things. First, I always dye index cards. I love dyeing index cards because they are almost the perfect tag size, and you can quickly glue it on the back of a box, have an instant tag. You glue two of them together, instant tag. You can get some really cool designs on them. I also, if you fold them in half, they make nice little flip-ups in journals. Lots of good uses. So I always dye index cards. This time I did something a little different with my index cards. I had this piece I cut off of some fabric. My intention was just to dye it itself. It was white. It was pure white. And I had dunked it in the coffee, and it was sitting on my tray drying. Now, I do not dry in the oven. I air dry overnight. In the oven is not a possibility in my house at the moment. I haven't tried it. I might try it and see. But I instead set up a rack in my bathtub and lay out a whole bunch, and they dry overnight. So this was laying there, and I was dunking my index cards, and I kind of had the thought, because Kelly talked about using doilies to make impressions, and I thought, well, this is doily-ish. So I slipped an index card underneath it, just kind of underneath it. So like this piece was just laying on top of it, and I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna try and show you. So you can kind of see where the image was, but what actually made a better impression was all of this gauzy part. It made this really great impression right here in the coffee, and this one's even better. You could almost see, I had it, this flower is right here, and this loopy part is right here, but I think you can see the gauze in between all of those sections. I'm hoping my phone is focusing on it. So I'm almost thinking of getting, oh goodness, what's it called? Why do I always get on screen and then I can't remember what things are called? I'm trying to see if I have a piece of it. Right, organza. Organza. Is that what it's called? It's kind of plasticky feeling. I think I have a piece in here. Yeah. This stuff. This. I think, like, in wedding dresses, it's underneath to kind of floof up the wedding dress. So what I'm going to do next time is I'm going to use some of this, and I'm going to try my index card, but also paper, and then lay this on top of it. And I think it's going to give a pretty cool pattern. I think it'll give this pattern right here. So soon to come, we'll see if that works. And then a while ago, I was doing a video, and I know some people are using those dot pans, the grilling pans, to make these nice big fat dots. In fact, I think I have an example from Kelly right here. This right here, making this color on the dot pan. I don't have a dot pan, but I do have children who like to go to McDonald's and who like to get pancakes from McDonald's. And we had been doing some road trips, doing a lot of camping in the summer, trying to get out and about. Ended up with a lot of pancakes, and I was looking, I was like, well, look at those dots. Originally, I got it for stamping purposes. Put some ink on this, stamp it on. But I looked at the other side, and I was like, oh, it's almost like the dot pan. But I didn't know if it would work, because they're much smaller. So I dunked my paper in the coffee, and I laid it on top of the dot pan. And this morning, when I went to go check it, I was disappointed. No dots. No dots that could be seen until I picked it up and turned it over. Ah! And there were dots on the other side. Let's see if you can see those. So that worked pretty good. The only thing is, this is as big as it gets. And so you can definitely see the image of the outside of the ring here. But pretty good. And last night I had checked on it, And then I was like, oh, it's not working. So one of them, I threw some extra coffee on top. So this is the one that got extra coffee. You can almost see little dots there because this is the other side. So this side came out, you could see it's so much darker. You could see the difference. So this one was laying on top here. I had dunked it in a tray of coffee. It was laying here, and I took a spoon and I ladled I spooned it on top and kind of spread it out with the spoon. So it kind of gave it a second layer of coffee. And what that did is this side is most definitely darker. And this side, you can almost see it. There's a faint outline of those dots on there. So if you happen to go to McDonald's and get pancakes, you could save the trays and you can dye like this. I know some people were wondering if this would work out. So there it is. And next time I'm going to try some of this organza, which is essentially what is this part right here, and see how that turns out. I have to see if I have more of this somewhere and see what kind of pattern that is. So thank you, Kelly Snell, for the inspiration to try some of this. And I hope you all are inspired to try working with coffee. I will say the only downside is I feel like my paper still smells like coffee, which for some of you may be a good thing, but I cannot stand the smell of coffee. And so this whole thing of dyeing all of this took a lot for me to do, but I did it in the name of crafting. I sacrificed my sense of smell in the name of crafting and to show you all this beautiful. Okay. Oh, wait. So I stopped the video, but I stopped too soon. I almost forgot something. Look at this beautifulness right here. I was dyeing. This was just a bit of white fabric that I stuck in the coffee, and originally I laid it out on my tray to dry, and I went back to check on it later and I was like, okay, well, it's got a nice coffee color to it, but it's pretty bland. There's no texture to it. So I took it and I balled it up just like this, and I set it down to dry like that, and I haven't opened it up yet, but I think you can see that the coffee has kind of gone to some of the edges, making it darker. So let's see. Let me see. We'll open it up and look inside. Okay, so that came out pretty cool. I mean, this inside area is still kind of, there's not as much, but these edges you could see, I don't know, it definitely gives it more character, more texture to it. I definitely like it. So dip the fabric and then scrunch it up. And I wonder if I'd scrunch it up earlier, because I'd already kind of partially dried when I did this. If I scrunched it up earlier, if it would have turned out better. So I will give that a go. I'll try that again in my second round. But there we go. Oh, look at that side. That came out pretty cool. And I'll probably use this to rip it down into smaller pieces for layering, or, ooh, maybe even a tie to bind. I don't think it's long enough for binding. I'll make a longer piece to bind together. So, all right, now I am officially going. I've cut these two videos together. Hopefully it was smooth. I hope you all have some inspiration, get inspired to go dye some things, and we'll see you later.